Asanteni sana. Thank you for coming. Fellow Kenyans, first I would like to give glory to God. It has been quite a challenging season since the year began, but we have remained silent, resilient, and even though we have lost loved ones, struggled through hard times, among other challenges. Today, I want to address challenges we have created and continue to create, situations the government has put us in by continuously ignoring rulings from our courts and failing to deliver on its own promises, failing to provide adequate security, and subjecting us to extreme high costs of living. The list goes on and on. As you know, one of my pet subjects is public debt. And in this regard, on the 27th of February, the National Treasury submitted a report to Parliament indicating that Kenya had borrowed 223 billion shillings between September to January. This, at the time, was about 62 million shillings per hour. In just February alone, when you saw the shenanigans with the Eurobond, the government added another 545 billion shillings to our debt, borrowing in a total of 6 months, 768 billion shillings, which is more than the previous regime of Uhuru Kenyatta did in 1 year. Uhuru's highest borrowing was 800 billion in the year 2022-2023, ever in his 10-year period. But in 6 months, this government has already reached that target. That translates to a very frightening figure of 177 billion shillings an hour. For your information, Parliament only approved in the budget, this budget of Kenya Kwanza, a total of only 341 billion shillings for borrowing. Any extra amount above 341 is purely illegal because it does not finance anything in our budget. Where it is allowed to borrow more in order to pay back an existing loan. Where is it, rather, that the government is allowed to borrow to pay existing loans? Where in the budget can we find the infrastructure bond? You saw them borrowing domestically 240 billion shillings for infrastructure, so-called an infrastructure bond domestically. Where is it in the budget? It does not exist. We have now become a debt-driven economy, completely debt-driven. We are becoming more and more slaves to debt. And before all of you start feeling there is so much confidence in the shilling, we have the figures as of February 29th, end of last month, where usable foreign exchange plunged by 259 million shillings, which left us with only 3.7 months worth of import cover. This tells you we are short of our 4 months, but it tells you Kenyans are mopping up a lot of dollars. They still do not have confidence in the shilling. This is a very sad state of affairs as Kenyans continue to suffer